Okay, are you able to walk, go one over? So you can get in that chair.
Can you move Shreya to that chair,
there.
please? Shreya, move to that chair, please.
Shreya, move to the other chair.
You get yourself up. Can I help you? We're going to do some things with
Shreya, move to the other chair.
our body. Let's see if you can help yourself up.
Shreya, move.
I'm not
Get
gonna
up.
move. You go right here. That
Get
way I can
up.
come right next to
Get
you,
up.
and then you can work on your skills on the table.
Yeah, come, get up. Okay, get up. Get up. Yes, getting up. Move your legs. Move your legs, move your legs, move your
Excellent
legs.
job.
Good job, Shreya.
You survived. Excellent.
You did it.
Okay. All right. So, very good. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to work on our body awareness is what we're going to do. So kind of talking about pain, those kind of activities where you kind of become aware of that. And so, yeah. So let's go ahead and do that. So, for example, just the first question is, do you feel any pain right now in your body? Y, good. E and S. Well, then that makes it good for us to talk about. So we're doing body awareness so we can both communicate about pain or discomfort, and then also just to be able to navigate, so you can point to the body part and clean your body and interact with your body like it's a three-dimensional letterboard, because basically it is. Just aiming at the letterboard, then just aiming at your body. The same challenges are there, but it's even more complex to aim at your body. The letterboard is the thought that's complex. The body, it's the challenge of really navigating. I mean, it can still take a long time with the letterboard too to get really good, but you're doing great with it. So let's see. Are you able to say exactly where the pain is at? And no. Okay, that's fine. So we're going to kind of work on being able to sense our bodies. There are different types of pain. There is PHYSICAL, physical pain. There is MENTAL, mental pain, and even emotional pain. All of these are types of pain. Okay? So tell me one of the types of pain out there. M, E, N, T, then move your eyes. A and L, yes. So they got some mental pain, physical pain, emotional pain. Okay, so when you think of these different types of pain, sometimes emotional pain will come out also as physical pain. So like if you really feel, say you lost someone, whether it's a friend moved away or somebody died, sometimes if you really cared, you can start feeling like a heaviness in your heart, and it can actually ache physically when you're feeling this emotional pain. So sometimes there's a connection. So sometimes there's a what? C, then O, N, and N, then E, and C, reach T, I, O, and N, exactly. Sometimes there's a connection between the emotional, physical, mental, emotional, all these things can be interrelated. So now we're going to talk specifically about physical pain. There. But first off, do you have anything to say about anything I just said there? You don't have to, just if you want to express something. Okay, no. So physical pain is going to be either on the surface, SURFACE, where you can actually see it, or it will be internal, INTE, RNAL, where you can't see it. Okay, so some pain is going to be on the S, reach out, U, R, and F, A, C, and E, exactly. So these would be things like, for example, a cut. We can see the cut, little cut. Or a BRUISE, bruise. Okay, name one of the ones I listed. C, come down, U, and T. Think of something else that could be external surface level pain. H, I, D, E, N, hidden I, N, M, Y, hidden in my, N, M, which one do you want? Hidden in my, thank you, hidden, maybe two D's, in my, M, I, N, D, mind, I, S. G, then R, then E, and A, and T is great.
Shreya, sit
Sit
nicely.
straight, sit straight, sit straight.
Sit nicely.
Got your stretch out. P, A, I, N is great. Pain. O and F of RW. Okay, W. O, S, R, R. That's worry. Great. Pain of worry. You got an S there. It's just kind of acknowledging it. Of worry. A, B, then O and R, W. Oops. Let's go to ABO. That made sense because you're trying to get somewhere after the O. ABO, U, M, T. About. M, Y. C, O, N, D, D, I, T, then I, O, and about my condition. All right, so this would be like a mental, emotional pain that you're dealing with that. Thanks for sharing that. Do you want to say anything more about that? Or questions? W, H, A, T. D, O, I, D. What do I do? A, B, T, O, and B, U, T. Is that about? Yes. What do I do about I and T? You're welcome to close that. I just have it open to kind of get the airflow, so it's good. There. What do I do about it? That's a good question. So, different things. One can be, you can have different ways that people go about dealing with these things. One can be education, learning about it so that you know what is a good worry, what's not, or what you need to work on. Two, some people would use religion. They go to God for those things. Then others can think sometimes just talking to somebody, talking to either your parent or a friend or a therapist can be another way that you manage these things. Do any of those look interesting to you? T, A, L, K, I, N, G, talking, T, O, to, M, O, and M, mom. Talking to mom. A, N, D. And E, D, then A and D. Dad. I, S, T, then H, E is the B, E, then S, T is the best. I, C, A, N. I can. T, then H, H, I, N, and K, think. Put an L there. O, then F. It's the best I can think of. Okay, so you can do that. So if you want to express something right now, you can, or when you go home, you can have private conversation, so it's just between you guys. Do you want to say anything right now, or do you want to Look like a yes. Yes. Okay, go ahead. What do you want to say? H A V M I N. Okay, do that word H A V. What comes after? Have and O. Just 1 second. What I'm trying to do is you had a couple extra letters. I think I know what the word was, but just to make sure, because it's really important that this thought is not influenced inadvertently. So I want to just make sure. So I saw the H A V was really clear. Now what do you want after that? I, N, and G. Having M, E, I then, S, H, A, L, R. Do you want H, A, L or H, A, R? R. D is hard. R, I, G, H, T. Right? Oh, is that in your statement there? Yes. Having me is hard, right?
No, Shreya.
O, then K, H, A, R, H, D, hard, T, O, M, A, N, then, let's go with that, M, A, N, A, G, E, manage, M, E, hard to manage, me, T, H, E, and then R, I, G, H, T. Hard to manage me then, right?
Yes, Raya.
O, K, W, I, T, H with T, H, A, T. Okay. With that, W, H, A, T, what? W, E, I, L, L, let's do will. Yes. What will Y, O, and U D and O. What will you do? Okay, what will you do? Is that the end of your question? Loaded question. Okay. Okay, with that, what will you do? And if you want to talk to her later on, you can just tell her to talk to her later.
Shreya, see, we are doing the letter board. We found a communication medium so that you can talk to mommy and daddy. Now you can express, okay? We were also new parents, right? We don't know like, okay, what we had to do. But see, we come long way right now. Now see, you are talking to mommy and daddy through the letter board, right? Now we will more connect with this letter board, okay? So you can express everything to mommy and daddy.
Yeah, so you're gonna get better and better with your parents, and that will be one thing you help.
Yeah, now you can express yourself. Even if you don't have the capacity of talking, you can express with the letter board, right?
Y, E, S, yes. I, O, or J. Which one do you want, O or J? J. Yes. I, J, U, S, T. I just, F, E, E. L, fill, A, B. A, D. I just feel a bad T, I, H. We're back to T. T, what's next? H and O, okay. A bad T, H, O, U, G, H, T. A bad thought. A, B, O, and U, T, about. T, H, E, about. The, F, U, T, U, R, and E. Yes, I just feel a bad thought about the future. Do you want to go into more detail, or
Yeah.
you want
I would like to know what was that bad thought about
Yeah,
the week.
what's your, because what's your, yeah, that's good, then your mom can know more how to respond to you. I, C, A, M, N. Do you want M or N? Yes, okay, it's after A, so I, C, A. N, okay, so it's N. T, oops. H, E, then L, P. I can't help. D, then E, T, T, I, N, G. Getting. S, H, C, which one do you want? C, A, R, S, C, A, R, E, D, scared. Y, O, and U, L, L, Yule. H, D, which one do you want, H or D? D, I, E. I can't help getting scared you'll die. K, I, N, D, kind. O, then K, F, do you want O, F, or OK? O, then F. Kind of. L, I, and K, E, kind of like. R, W, which one do you want? W, then H and O, kind of like who. W, okay, I, L, L, who will. T, A, K, E, who will take. M, E, who will take me. I and F. Y, O, and U. D, I, E. Who will take me if you die? Let's see, I can't help getting scared you'll die, kind of like who will take me if you die. Anything else on that? E, oops, and no, okay. Who will take me if you die? Yeah, okay. So.
See, we have relatives, right, in India? You have your mummy's sister is there, mummy's brother is there, right? And you have other cousin sisters, cousin brothers are there. They will also grow up. Okay? Yeah.
O and K. Okay.
So you do not have to worry about that, okay, Shreya?
okay, you want, okay, so, okay, then, what's it? S, then O. I-N-T. I and S. A, then P. L, then A. Okay, so it is a plan.
Do we have any other plans, Shreya? Or you want to suggest something?
N, oh no, I. O, J, do you want O or J? J, okay. U, S, T. No, I just. Let's see, D, then O, N. Okay, just do not. W, A, N, T. T, O. C, C, B. What do you want, C or B? C, 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 B. That's all right. Okay, no, I just do not want to. Then A, B, then E is supposed to be B. Yes, I just do not want to be A, B, A, N, D, O, N, E, E, D. I just don't want to be abandoned. Okay.
You won't, Shreya, okay?
In good shape. O and K. T, I, H, oops, but T. T, H, A, N, and K, R, S. Okay, thanks. All right. So it's going to work out. Is there anything else you need to tell your parents? And, oh, do you want to say anything else to her? Or?
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about the future, okay? Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good you said something, because that's an emotional pain, the mental worry. So now you can be at peace. That everything's going to be okay. You have family that'll take care of you, and you'll be just fine. All right, so now let's go back here. So we're talking about, okay, yes, we're talking about physical pain. So now you also got worried, you also got worried about your mental pain. So let's go back. Surface level physical pain. So this is going to be kind of stuff you talk to like a medical doctor about, with what we're talking about right now, or your parents. So most things you have to go to the doctor for, but in case you have to. So let's think of surface level. So we got cuts and bruises. What else would be something that you can actually see on your skin or on your outside? H, A, Q, U, I, E, ha, quiet. I, D, O, N, T, ha, quiet. I, D, O, N, T. B, U, R, N, M, E. I don't burn me. And then U and C, H. Yeah, good thing you don't burn much. I don't burn me much. So it could be, so there can be sunburns for some of us, like I get sunburned. Others, we could all like be burnt by like a fire or hot stove. Those can be very, very painful burns if they're beyond that. So we get burns, cuts, bruises, slivers, things that you can basically see where they're at, or they're small enough, but they're on the outside. Then you have internal, and the internal is hard because, for instance, right now, can you tell me exactly where your liver, can you feel your liver in your body? And, oh, me neither. You can't feel your actual pain, so you can kind of just say where it's at. It's in the side or something like that. You don't know exactly which body part in there is hurting, so it's a little bit more challenging to talk about those kind of things. But then you have levels of pain. You have mild pain, then you have severe pain. And the severe pain is, harder to ignore. Okay, so levels of pain too. So now what we're gonna do is, you know your body parts. So if I pointed to one, you'd know what it is. So if I go like that, you'd tell me what's that I just touched. Okay, and then E and E, yeah. So you know it's a knee, but being able to point at your knee is different. Can you point to your knee right now? Kind of hard, huh? So we're gonna work on that. The self-commands, we're gonna work on motor modeling. So you can start pointing to your knee when you say point to your knee. There you go. So then eventually you wanna be able to say, I feel pain right here, and be able to point directly to the spot. But if not, then you can spell it on a letterboard, so you wanna become aware of your pain, or we can try other things too that you can talk about. Okay? So, one of the things I like to do just to kind of help you start sensing some of the pain, you said that did you have physical pain, or was it just that mental pain that you were talking about? Mental pain, okay, so that's good to know. So you're not feeling anything right now. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do a pretend thing that you pretend to have pain. So what I want you to do for now, there's a couple different things we can try out, is I'm gonna put a little piece of tape, and this is gonna be the pain, even though it doesn't really hurt, and I'm not gonna actually hurt you. You're gonna tell me where the pain is at. Okay, so I'm gonna put it somewhere on your body, and you say, the pain's here. That way you're getting good at describing to people where the pain is at. Okay, so let's see that here. If it was right there, how would you describe that? I-T-I-S-O-N-T, then H-E, then and S-I-D-E, side. O then, F of, M then, Y my, R, I, G, H, T right, H, A then, M, N and D. And on the side of my right hand, very good, that was very specific. It is on the side of my right hand. Okay, so then you'd notice that you had something, it's aching in there. So it could be a bone ache, like a broken bone would be more internal, that's a little bit more obvious sometimes, or a sprain or something. But not always, you just know something's going on. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is, we're gonna take a picture of your face. We're gonna talk about it on your face. You can do this to different parts of your body, actually. Okay. So after you yawn, so we'll get that. Oops. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so now we have your face there. We're going to use your face, this is the map. So I'm going to put a piece of tape on your face, just touch it to your face, and then you're going to point to the picture to show me where is the pain, as we're going to say it. Okay? Okay, so here we go. Okay, so where would that pain be at? Yeah, there you are. Close. So you're by the mouth, got to be on the cheek. There we go. Yeah. So you're right on the cheek. So that's what we're trying to do, just get our aim so solid you can point right to that spot. Okay, now next part. Okay? Now where was that at? Good, did you feel it? That was on your... Good, the chin area, huh? Yeah. So just that, and you could describe, so you point this. So sometimes doctors can do this, where they might point at this right here, and a lot of times they'll have drawings. You have this prepared for different drawings that the doctor may have. So now I'm going to go like this. Here will be your head, the neck. We're going to have shoulders, hands. You're going to have better drawings of this, but they're not always that detailed. So then you have your legs. Okay. So now I'm going to put the piece of tape somewhere. You're going to point to this diagram to say where it's at. Okay. So, where's that at? Exactly. You're doing the right opposite side. That's good. The shoulder. Exactly. Okay. Now, where's that at? Good. The knee. Exactly. So you just want to get good at being able to talk to a diagram, do the diagram, and you can point, say, okay, I can fill it here, and then look at the diagram and find it there. That was good because my diagram's pretty bad, so I'm impressed. So then you have doctors, they may be able to do more. You just talk more in detail about what's bothering you. Okay, so you can have pain due to your nerves. Your nerves, N-E-R-V-E-S, will actually let you feel any pain. They send messages to your brain. But then there can also be pain inside in the nerves or bones or muscles. And that's a little bit harder. Okay, now another way you can deal with pain is if you're not always, this was easier in that I knew where you were filling it so I could see if you're being accurate. But there are times when you might not have a very clear, you might not be way clear on where it's at. Because even for any of us, sometimes our pain radiates from a different position in our body. So we'll feel pain in our mouth, but it's really somewhere else. So what we're going to do is, sometimes this could be something if you're having a different struggle. So I would do this kind of task. I'm going to show you. If you can tell that she's just way off and she's, maybe not able to articulate something, then you can try it where you help her narrow in where the pain is at.
Okay.
And it may be something that she may be one that can just exactly say where her pain is. Some students are very good at it. Some of my students cannot talk about pain or well. They're not feeling their bodies very well. She seems to be more aware, so I think you're going to be good.
Okay.
But if not, you can say, okay, is there pain in your, take a pencil, or I tell you pencil because I'm not her parent, but do you feel pain in your upper half?
She has
Or
a
bottom
habit
half.
of pointing to the tummy always.
Yes,
So
yes.
we confused okay, where
Right.
is exactly?
Yes, exactly. So here you'll be doing things. So the first thing I teach you is just kind of how you can help her scan, so she can feel
Okay.
it, and then we'll talk about aiming with her hands.
Hands, okay.
Yeah, I'll do some more of that. So I just say, okay, here's your upper body up to your waist, and you have your lower body down there. So then just theory, let's just pretend that you're having pain. Let's go like this again. So let's just say I didn't know that your pain was right here and you're having a hard time telling me about it. So then, would you tell me you have upper body pain or lower body pain? U, P, P, then reach out. E, then R, good, upper. Then, so this sort of pretend that we don't know where it's at. So then you might say, okay, is there anything on top of your head? So you just I just tap it so they can kind of feel, do I feel anything there?
Anything.
So you're kind of orienting it so they can feel their body. So top of your head, is there any pain? And, oh, no, okay. And then into the back of your head, any pain in the back of your head? Like that, in that area where I touched. Oops. And no. Okay. Any pain in the face area? Y, good, reach out. E and, yes, good. So then you could also kind of narrow it down, say, do you feel it here? So if she's, I said, can you tell me where? That's something you can do, and you can kind of go through the body anywhere else. And so I've had times, this particularly is powerful if they can't do open communication, because then they can choose, yes, it's there, no, it's there, or something else.
Yeah,
More,
we
less,
had
more.
a hard time always okay to figure out. Then I will ask her, I will go in a fashion that she always had this constipation and
Yes.
stomach abdominal pain.
Yeah.
So I ask her Sraya, do you have any pain in stomach? She'll say yes.
Uh-huh.
That's where we just go off
Got it.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Now this is a good one upper body or lower body.
Yes. Okay, so you can kind of narrow it down, help her kind of think about it. Then the other thing you can do is now I can practice pointing where the pain is at by just getting her to navigate her body. So now I'm going to put this piece of tape on you again, and then you're going to reach out and point to the spot. Okay, so here you go. Now reach out and point to that spot. So get your hand to go like this and reach all the way over. There you go. Yeah. Okay, now we're going to work on pointing to other ways. So then you can try this where you put the tape there so she kind of reaches back out and points to where she feels it. But because it's not, now we're kind of setting up the environment versus the pain just kind of coming on, it might be a little different. Because then again, she has the confidence of knowing we know where it's at, which is different than when she doesn't know. Because sometimes it breaks down at that point. So we're going to work on this. So then, to work on general, then every day or frequently, not as big, change that, but try and work on her pointing to 3 different body parts.
Okay. 3 different
So
bodies, okay.
let's work today. I want you to tell me 3 body parts you want to work on today. So some days you can pick it out, some days she can. So go ahead and pick 3 body parts. S, T, O, M, A, C, H. Okay, we're going to do stomach. When you are Proficient, that's good. Start with something you're proficient at. And then what? And you want to do L, then E, and G, your leg. Which one do you want to point to? Right or left? R, I, G, H, T, K, stomach. Right leg. And this is kind of a broad one, so maybe you can do right leg today, and then later on you can specify thigh, calf, whatever it is. Okay, what else do you want to do now? M, Y, K, N, E, knee, O, N, T, then, oops, on, T, H, E, the, L next, E next, okay? Reach over, F, and then my knee on the left, is that correct? Yes, all right. Stomach, right leg, knee on the left. Okay, so we're going to motor model some of these things. We did a little bit of yesterday with you on this, but we're going to do more detail because this is good stuff. Because then you can work on pointing to it, then you can work on washing it. You can work on doing different things on that, taping something on it. So it could be like put a Band-Aid on it, or you can work
Few more minutes.
you can work on a lot of skills.
Sir, look at me for 8 more minutes, okay?
You got it?
Sit nicely, regulate your body, calm down.
Perfect.
8 more minutes, okay?
You need the smell. You need the smell of this.
Yeah.
You need anything? Smell. Yeah, you need the smell. Yeah. Smell it.
Smell it.
Smell. Smell. Yeah, you told right you want smells in your nose always.
Yeah.
You got it now.
Okay, perfect. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do some, we can use this actually. We're going to do some working on those different body parts. Now, you might have an urge to rip them off, so some of it could be tolerating something sitting there. But you can do lots of things. Practice putting Band-Aids, pointing Band-Aids, washing it, painting something on it if you want to do body paint or whatever. So you can do a lot of just aiming and then doing something, but from now we're just going to work on aiming. Okay, and then you can motor model and then do. So, first we have our leg. Then, so you can see if you can tolerate it being there. Stomach. There, and then we have your left knee. And we'll put it kind of on the open. Okay, so now you're going to work on pointing. So let's work on pointing to your stomach. You're going to take your pointer finger, actually take a pencil, and point at your stomach. So like here, you can go like this, or that. Okay, point to your stomach. There you go, perfect. Okay, now point to your left knee. Reach down, reach over. There. Now point to your leg. Good, perfect, okay. So you can try that up. Now we're gonna do it without the tapes on it. Okay, so we had something that kind of gave us a visual aim. Now do something different, okay? Let's go ahead and point to your stomach. But
Yes.
that's too good. Point to your right leg. There you go. Point to your left knee. Gotta reach over there. Excellent.
Yes.
Very good. Good. Excellent job. So we'll use a pencil as a tool, and you can also use your finger. So just try any kind of aiming, and then once you feel like she's getting fairly decent, it's not gonna be perfect. Then kind of, okay, now we're gonna rub that area.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna rub that, so it just kind of builds that skill. Okay, good. Then you can start pointing to your head. You can work on washing, that kind of stuff. So all your hygiene stuff can be worked on by you first aiming at the spot, having good ease with that.
This tape is, I think it's helping because she already had the difficulty in like motor coordination. So
Yes.
whenever I try to touch her body parts, it was, her head is fine, but when I ask her to like go to nose again, it
Yes.
will go here.
Yeah. So the tape will help kind of trigger some of it until eventually it becomes easy.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it's like a letterboard, the prompts fade, so with this.
Okay.
Yeah. Just try a little bit of like aiming, giving her visual stuff, just helping her really, and you can get pretty detailed. So you might want to go into more detailed anatomy, like show her, like here's where your clavicle would be, this is where your spine is. So you can be kind of detailed to show her the anatomy a bit more, so she can be pretty precise on her body if you want to. Sometimes it might matter, but sometimes it wouldn't. Then she can kind of be more aware of, oh, those are the bones. And actually, the anatomy is a good thing to teach them, so they can really talk about it. So that kind of gives you the idea. Okay, any comments or questions on pain and how to navigate? N, O, I, and F, then E, and E, then L, or okay, L, G, O, and D, I feel good, N, O and W. No, I feel good now. Great. I'm glad you're feeling good. That's the thing. That was good that you initiated that thing about mental pain, and then see when you can start realizing, hey, I don't have to suffer this anymore. You can talk to people now. So the better you get with your mom and dad on spelling the board with them, the easier life becomes. Because I can just tell them, I can just tell them this. Get it all out. H-A, H-A, T, R and U, then E, true. E-I and O-T, go back to I. I and T, true. I-T, H-I-N-K, I think. L-I-F, E, life, I-S, I think. Life is E-I-E, okay, I-E, then A-S-I-E-R-N-O, okay, easier now with the I in front, is easier now. Yeah, so now it's getting super clean with your board work, and then we'll work on more and more independence, but in the meantime, once you can get this, then you can just spell for your parents what you're wanting to do. So when she does extra letters, I watch how she touches them. So I try to acknowledge them so that she becomes like careful. But if I'm seeing things like, so then like this is a miss, that's for real. So if I can see where she's kind of going in, all of a sudden you see I can tell the N was extra because she just kind of lightly went in and she pushes over. So that's why I can tell there's a difference in how she's pointing. That's why I don't always say it. But I am watching that because you don't want to be playing alphabet soup and thinking you know what she's going to say and then you're actually wrong, kind of thing. So just kind of watch it, but I don't know if you can see it from there, but it's pretty apparent to me where she's misaiming and where she's trying. That said, I do make her go back, like when she spelled having, and she had like 2 extra letters in there. I made her go respell it so that I didn't inadvertently make her, because sometimes you surprise, like the other day, someone spelled something and there was actually 2 different ways I could have read it, because like the spaces. So it was, awareness was like a war. Then she was starting to like a war, so she was actually spelling something that could have been a war instead of aware, So like sometimes that happens and we don't always recognize what's going on. So just kind of keep that in mind, that you don't want it to be like a guessing game. But when I am accepting an extra letters because I can tell she hit it wrong. Like it was an actual, not just logically didn't make sense, but she actually hit it lightly. If she kind of hits it around like that, then I know I should C-A-M-N, then I ask her to clarify. So those are the things I'm doing with her to make sure that she's accurate. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. So I'm not guessing at her stuff. But were you able to see from there when she was missing or when it wasn't, or is it hard to see?
The main thing is like when I'm doing letterboard with her, she's not showing much interest to talk to me.
Sure.
That's what. So she's like, okay, moving the board like, okay, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it.
Yeah, and that's a pretty typical phase to go through, and then you'll be fine. You did a pretty good job when I saw you that one time doing it with her. So yeah, so that she'll get better.
But with all the providers, she's like more open and like she wants to like talk more and tell about her. But when maybe she thinks like if she's like more getting open with me, I might force her to do some academic stuff or something. Maybe because of that she's like math, she's okay. Like she will do addition, subtraction, those kind of things with me. But when it comes to this, like making sentences or like writing stories, or like if I ask about like, okay, we watched Frozen, Shreya, I want you to know like what you feel about it, and she's like, I don't want to tell anything.
Yes, that can be a phase. It can be just because of the dynamics of how she interacts with you. Normally, though, it clears up. At least to a degree that you feel like you're getting good communication. But it's pretty common to have that kind of either resistance due to the experience of doing it with you, or just the emotional stuff that's there, because there's always emotional thing with the parents. Like, you have all this. I even with my nephew, when I first started with him, it was harder because I was his aunt first and then his teacher. Whereas like her, I've always been her teacher and that's it.
Oh,
So there's
okay.
no emotional like, hey,
Okay,
wait a
okay,
second, I
maybe
know
that
what you've been
could be the-
exposed to.
yeah.
There's a lot of emotion there. And then when it's a parent, it's like the stakes are way high.
Hmm.
Because being able to spell for your parent versus not completely changes your life. Being able to spell for me can, but not much because I, can disappear or whatever.
Okay.
So there's that too going on as then as you get more and more experience with it too, it becomes
Okay.
easier. So, yeah, okay, very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job, Shreya.